reminding me to go live today. So I went to basically sit down, do some editing, and oh no, Adventures, what's up? And I passed out. This time I passed out so hard that I was in the middle of editing, right? And I finished up the editing, and I'm like, man, I got 12 minutes. I didn't think I had that much footage. I look around, I apparently slept through about half the video editing it. So I got more editing to do. But this week was actually pretty big for me. I got to release these right here, the big brass faces. This is the 2.2 version, the 1.9 version right here. So these right here add a lot of weight to the carbon wheels. Really nice pieces right here. They are cut by Vitavon, by the way. So Addicted to RC, what's up? Mir, Skeletor, Jason, what's up, buddy? Marcus, what's up? Chainsaw. So I've been working pretty darn crazy here on this chassis. As channel members, you guys are probably wondering why my typical 2, 3, and 4 uploads sometimes a day isn't happening. Is because I've been designing. It's been taking up all my time. I did get one video today though. What's up, Paul? Mir? Mother Nothing Stock. Ah, I thought that was mother-in-law stock. King Kong, what's up? Enlighten. XO, yes, Enlighten, buddy. Dude, I can go ahead and show this. This isn't really a big deal. This is the final version bed for the cab only on the Exocutioner. We're going to show this to you the way this sets up in here. Let me get this done in a way because I can't spoil the entire chassis, but I can show you just the tail end of this thing a little bit. But I want to show you guys this right here. Let me bring this in. You see out there the bed. Whoops. The bed is going to sit like this right here, right down onto the chassis, right on the wheel wells. So that's going to sit down there. This is for the cab only. Like the Power Wagon body. Enlighten RC has that one. So this right here we're working on. I have a video I got to release. I guess I need to set that up tonight. Let you guys have it as far as the channel members. But this is a rear axle diff skid. This is for the Mias rear axle. It fits over the snout, locks into place, and then gives you a skid to get over rocks and stuff. So this right here is actually pretty neat. Real happy with this, how this is working out. Let's get you guys taken care of. Jason, what's up? Isaaco from Italy. Dang, buddy. Connor. Cherry Pit. Hey, man, what's up? Jeremy. Clayton. Hey, Slacker. Hey, man, I've been busy. Ended up with a pretty good nap, though, so it's probably going to be a late night. Been working on the oval out there as well. Scott Springer, 2025. Man, I hope 2025 is as good as I'm thinking it's going to be. If it is, it's going to be amazing. Lots of good things going on. Red and Eyes, what's up, buddy? Chris Ferguson, wanted to upgrade my Creighton 8S to 12S. What is the best setup for it? Spur, pinion gear also. Buddy, there's a lot to that. You talking 800 kV or the 560 kV or what exactly? There's a lot to that. And when I did my first 12S Creighton video, I guess a couple years ago, Rob Dahl was the guy that with that, and he landed and just ripped he actually tore up the stock bulkheads. I mean, shredded them. So then I had the truck for about 2 months and ended up buying it for like $400. Jeremy, what's up, buddy? Jason, so happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Jason. Lewis, Doug Petrick, what's up, buddy? What's up, dude? Marcus, I saw that on the video with the torture testing for, notice it in the video. Yeah, that was a prototype. He was actually running the 3mm chassis through all of that, not the current 5mm chassis. So this is 5mm thick, but it's recessed, so it works. When you get the plastic one, if you want to convert over to the carbon at a later date, with the carbon ships on Monday, I've got red forged, blue forged, and then the black coming. Got 30 reds, 30 blues, and then like 60 blacks. So that's sets. Okay, so I'll have 100 sets of carbon. So I got a feeling they're going to get going pretty quick. And then I know the Chinese Lunar New Year is coming up, so that may put a hurting on replacing stuff like that, but or getting more of them. But what software to use for that? Connor, buddy, I'm still on Tinkercad. I got pretty good with Tinkercad though. King Kong. Well, these are actually available on the website. These only 50 Kappa rear axle though. They are all available on the website, exocaged.com. Eric, what's up? Axle sliders. I think so. I've got one on here. Let me see. Can't show you that one. Can't show you that one. I got my truck around here somewhere. I've got one on it. You can actually see the scrapes where it's working like it's supposed to. Oh. Here. This is one of the earlier ones, not quite the final project one. I knew that truck was around here, but haha. This is the Mias chassis, by the way. You can see where it was taking some abuse, scraping, and that's exactly what it's supposed to do. It sits in beautiful, nice, clean. So I'm real happy with how that all worked out and everything. Like I say, exocaged.rc.com. I can get you all these printed up that you want. The ends right here, they may be up a little bit too high, but they're solid. You can clip them off. You can trim those with just any good scissors or clippers. So that's a trimmable thing on your part there. Eric, what's up? Johnson, man on the purchase. Dude, man, Angie, I'm telling you, dude, I'm going crazy here. I'm working on this right here. It is one of the available electronics trays. This right here, you have this much room right here for a battery. Let me see, you can put like a 650, 850, whatever you want your receiver. If you're going to use the internal spool winch, that drops right into here like this. So it drops right in. So I'm not exactly done with this just yet. I got some more supports to do, more bracing, because these things right here pull like crazy, but these go right in the front. I'm working on this for now this is a cutout. When I do my test fittings and all that, I don't print the entire thing generally. I'll print just a little bit of it. 99 micro winch right here. So I'm working on that, which will be a version of this, but the 99 micro, unfortunately, is going to have to be something like this because of the external spool. So I'm also going to make a 99 winch mount that'll go back into the frame so you can tube it to the front, because I know that's done quite a bit as well. Let me see here. Get back to you guys here. Can you inbox me the info? Not sure about that one. Let's see the chassis. Can't share the chassis just yet. It would show too much of what and why I have done this. Like I say, there's something that I call a grater blade, and my chassis does not have that. Box of pro codes. Thank you, Tommy Tyson. Oh man, you got all that stuff. Good deal, buddy. Just sit back, take your time, watch the pro code video on how to trim it and all that, and you'll be good to go. New year, Jason. Yes, sir. I think Exoplex gonna get crazy. I think so too, man. Pet. I'm not sure. Busy at 2.9 Pro Code update. Yeah, I did one of those, and I've actually done 2 of them, and they were both wrong. So I've got to get back on that right there. One of them, it fit correctly, but it was too sloppy on the groove. So got to redo that one. Receive my cheat codes for your asset. Look great. I'm on yet. Been dealing with snow and ice. Yeah, now just keep in mind, Bewampus. Keep in mind that when you're in the cold, this is a thermally activated plastic, basically. So they will be stiffer in the cold weather, which is why I really like the Pro Codes, okay? Because you still have that foam that doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, as it warms up, you'll notice they're going to comply and work so much better. If it's really cold outside, you'll be like, man, these things are hard. So, but yeah, they are thermally Thermally activated. I mean, that's kind of what they are. Let me see. Some of those Mias axles. I can't do that. Got to keep them all. In which actually, this truck right here, which is the Moose, this is the axle I've been running in Exocutioner. So this is about to come out. Okay. This is about to come out, and I got to figure out some way to do it. But the Moose is about to get rear steer. So that's going to be interesting right there. I haven't had a 4-wheel steer crawler in quite a while. So, yep, that'll be interesting. I'm not sure how I'm going to actually do the crawl. This was on a Exocutioner, which I believe is behind me, but that's all you're going to get out of it. But you'll notice we've got the Fine Laser Designs body mounts. I've got with him, and I have got body mounts from him. This is a test print that I did right here, just so you know. But yeah, Fine Laser Designs will have a full clipless body mount system for the Exocutioner upon release. How cool is that? Already got aftermarket support. That's awesome, man. My IQ Master, man, your footlong did so good out there, man. IQ Master is a 12-inch wheelbase. He's calling it the footlong. At least that's what he said Sunday. Dude, Addicted, that would be phenomenal if I could pull that one, man. That would be awesome. No. This is not that. Texoma's is... I don't have any of the trucks here. His is wrapped so well. He must have a scanner or something to just scan the axles. I'm just taking measurements and all. But yeah, his design wouldn't have worked on this anyway. But seeing his did give me the incentive to start doing this. In fact, there's another Texoma video I need to release to you guys too, channel members. Really, 110 scale rig, my attention. Well, Jason, I got all my bolts in today, so I'm good to go there. I just got to finish designing all the accessories, if you will. And I've got to get with, now DSM Off-Road, Rob Mirsky, he's my webmaster. So I've got to get him to set the page up on the website. So you choose your chassis, you choose your skid. Oh, we're going to have a different skid. The skid that I've got right now fits the Reese transmission and the OD3 transmission. A local guy has the Deluxe Fab Portal transmission, and I've got the Mias transmission, overdrive. So there'll be two different skids. One that can fit the Reese or the OD3, and one that will fit the Deluxe Portal and the Mias. At least that's what the game plan is. And then I've already been requested some guys to get a blank skid. So I guess I'll do a blank skid too. But I've got to have all that set up to where you pick your chassis, whether you want the printed or, you know, whatever your options are, and then you can choose the skid you want. So I got to get all that right. So I've got a little bit of time on that. I'm also working with a guy to get some actual body stickers for it, Exocutioner. So hoping he gets back with me. This guy is notoriously for being slow. Oh, man. I haven't heard from him in a while. Let me ask him for an update. Update? Oh, let's see if I can get something. If I get a picture from him, I'll show it to you guys right now. I'll show you the whole Moose rig right now. No, Enlighten, talking about the Moose. No, the Moose is going to be 4-wheel steer. It's going to be pretty awesome. But anyway, I'm hoping to keep the printed version down to about $60, and the carbon version, red forge, blue forge. When I get pictures of that, like a sample, I'll post them on my Facebook page, Exocaged RC on Facebook. Find that, hit that like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff, so you can see all that when that comes out. Backslash, I'm trying to build into XLX. I have an XLX2, but I don't know what motor to go with for a 4,000. If you have a TP 4080, but that's going to be a lot of raw torque in that truck. You're probably going to have gear problems, to be honest with you. I already got a rig coming from him. Actually, your truck is actually right outside here. I had to do something with it. I had to take a measurement or something. Okay, so Eric, yeah, I think I just mentioned that. Everything is aligning towards the end of the month. And today is the 7th. The chassis are supposed to ship to me on the 13th. So if the carbon chassis shipped to me on the 13th, I've got the bolts. I'm just working on getting all the rest of the accessories and all that in stock, ready to go. I've got my shipping boxes. They've showed up. So I've got to go through, do a full assembly and make sure I have all the proper hardware. So when you guys buy this thing, whether it's the printed or the carbon, you have all the proper hardware for it. So I got to make sure it says total package. Oh, I will also be offering link sets for it, and I hope they get here too. That's something I'm waiting on there. I highly recommend getting the front links, and I'm going to do my very best to keep them as cheap as possible. They are being made by Mias, which is what I'm running on mine right now, and they're doing really good. So tops are stainless, and the bottoms, because they have a little bit of a bend to them. Actually, the fronts, the lowers are going to be stainless, and the tops are going to be titanium. The rears, the bottom has a bend to it. They're just a single bend, but you can add that second bend like I did on mine, and you can set those up for that. As far as axles go, IEQ Master has his as a mullet with an element front end. He wasn't able to put the links at the very center. He put them to the outside of the tabs, and that works really good. So, and that's a center diff. Now, he has a fusion motor. That drive shaft gets really close. I highly recommend to cut the length drive shafts for these things as well. So he was able to fit that in there with a 10.3 rear axle, AR45. I think Enlighten. Don't you have VRD, or you have the Deluxe A45 or something like that? Front axle, 45P or something like that on yours. And then, yeah, so we've already got a few with different axles in it. And so far, dude, I haven't seen one mess up. And Enlighten's been running his with the stock 3mm the prototype 3mm chassis. He has the actual chassis. I mean, y'all wanted to see the chassis, right? I'll show it to you like this. The chassis coming out, what would they be? Oh, I got to get back. I mean, I've missed a lot of you guys. I've been talking, running my mouth. Let me see. So Happy New Year, Gems RC. Currently building a rear steer H10 optic. Yeah, I saw one on Instagram, I think it was. Really nice. I think he put the optic axles in the Axial CJ7, and it was really nice. The full PSC steering and all. It actually had me fooled for about 10 seconds. So what are you making beginners on the first crawling? Lewis, first crawling truck. Look at the SEX 10.3 base camp. Look at that. If you want something you can bash around with, kick down the stairs and keep going, TRX4 Sport. Those are really good first trucks to get, and they're highly modifiable. I'm due for a haircut too. Mark, what's up? Market for aftermarket parts for the as far as Robert, as far as for the 124 base camp, it's a SCX 124. All those aftermarket axle parts will go right on. Chassis parts, all that. Big L Ascent 18 is hard to beat for the money. You're right, Jim. If you're going to go with the 118, that Ascent 18 is probably the best deal out there, to be honest with you. A front spoiler for the Valkyrie. Keep that front end on the ground. That's a low-slung truck to begin with. Everything I have is too big or too small. Okay. Well, all the axle components should be the same. So I forgot about Thor. Yeah, I got Thor in there. Yeah, Thor is just so big and so fat, it's almost useless. It's really neat though, but it's kind of useless though. I missed the info on the chassis. Is there a potential order date or pre-order date? Travis, I just have the pre-order list on my phone. I've been keeping tabs on the Facebook page. Exocaged RC is the Facebook page, okay? If somebody wants to go find that and put that in a link, see if we can get that put up real quick. Maybe Clayton can get that listed on here. So, You still want them XD 2.2 wheels and BF Goodrich tires. I don't know if I have a use for them right now. Did you buy a Moose front axle to steer the rear of the... No, the way Mias does this is, if you look at, see that front axle right here? Now this is the front, it's driver's side, right? The rear axle, they mirrored it. So they're both in line. As you can see right here, they're both in line. So it's not just another front axle put on the rear. They actually mirrored the axle. So, yeah, it's not just the front. Now, if you wanted a Chevrolet truck and you wanted to be scale accurate with like the old square bodies, then you could put that in the front and have a passenger side drop. So you can actually do that on here. Oh, I got something else I'm working on. This isn't really crawling thing, but this right here. Bumpers for NASCAR racing. They kind of lock in, and then you got all these bolts to hold them in place. They're TPU, so they'll flex the pipe. What I've got is a 4x8 piece of plywood I cut like this. So I want to anchor this onto it. And that will go like this, and hopefully it'll work. Sorry, I just happened to be sitting there. Figured I'd grab it for you. I miss the Muse. Do not forget to hit the like button. Lewis Big River, XCO Base Camp 319. RC Trek, you're right, buddy. Is it possible to make Exocutioner straight axle with center pumpkin front and rear axle? Yes, Clayton, it is possible. And if you use like a if you use something like this, yeah, you won't have any drive shaft clearance issues. He did it and made it work with a Fusion Pro, which is like this much longer, okay? So yeah, he made that work, which I thought was awesome, man. Super Shaft is CP43 and Air 45. Yep, that was the axles on Enlightens, and like I say, Enlightens was the blue one. That was the 3mm chassis. I believe that infill was only like 25%. And you guys saw what he did with that. He also had the very first prototype bed. So, and the bed that he was running, this was actually too far back, so the cab was really far back on the chassis. But this right here is moved forward a little bit, so should be good to go. I'm not on Facebook. Another way to get one. Yeah, Chainsaw, send me an email, or yeah, message me on Instagram. You're always on Instagram. Message me there. Make sure I put you in the list for what you want here. Going for it. Sky's the limit with my friend the other day. Watched them crawl over these limestone rocks and good exercise. That is true, Lewis. You do have to follow your truck. Pretty good. Now, as far as running and all that, if you're at a race and you're corner marshaling, you get to run after trucks too. Plus, you get to dodge them. Enlighten RC has the nickname Scar King for a reason. There you go. Thank you, Clayton, for posting up the Facebook page. As I get this going, I'm probably going to post a picture showing the bed. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but with this 5mm chassis right here, it pokes out a little bit on the side. Okay, with the 3mm carbon, it should be nice and flat. So that's just one thing. But the way I've got this set up is that anything that you put into this right here will go directly onto the carbon. So there's a recess on this for the skid, which offsets for the 5mm. So I really don't think this is going to break. I mean, we were all over this thing and we didn't break it. So yeah, I think I've got 20 sets of those printed already. So I'm about to shift over. When I get to 30 sets of those, I'm going to shift over and start printing the other accessories to go with this. I have more fresh web tracks than a TRX4 20-point Bronco. And anyone unless you keep Everything tracks this. Once you swap out to a better system for get the lighting working. I was able to swap to a different receiver. You just gotta wire it in. It's not too bad. He talks more about the inserts you offer. Currently using Enjora green inserts. Oh man, them greens. Oh, okay. RC Trek on inserts. This is actually a weighted trail code right here. You can put the brass pegs in it, okay, to get some weight on it. It's a simple design. It's kind of directional. So that's this one. Let me see here. Let me see. This is actually one of the failed SCX6 Pro codes because the stuff wasn't right. But this is a Pro code right here. This is the SCX6 one. And you put the foam, you cut the foam to fit down into here. Okay, and then you put the foam on here. So you get the foam drive, the foam rebound, but you get the insert, you know, side roll and all that. Let me see. Your link didn't work. Good evening, Exocaged. What filament are you using for your printed chassis? PLA carbon fiber. And so far, with my design, beefiness, and all that, it's held up great. You say, but are your skids 70 or 75 millimeter? Neither. The way my skids go into this chassis is not like anything you've seen before. What's up, buddy? Yeah, those chassis made it through my driver are tough. I want the blue carbon just for looks. I got you, buddy. Printed. Now, if you get just the, if you start out with the printed, I really doubt you're going to need the carbon unless you just want it. But the printed should be 60 and the carbon should be 120. But that's for the whole kit. If you want to do just the carbon update later in the day, I'm not sure the price on that, but it should be somewhere around the $80 mark for a set of rails. But then everything that you got in your 5mm printed chassis will fit. So yeah, but the $60 price point I'm really trying to stay at is there to try to make this thing as affordable as I can to get more high performance stuff in everybody's area. You know, not everybody has a big budget. I also want to build one, and you can't use the I did not see any options for green carbon. If I ever do see a green carbon, RC King, you will be the first to get it. Okay. RC King here, he's a local guy here. Really good driver too. He gets this thing, man, we're all in trouble. We can't hang out with him now. And dude, RC King, he's comping a Red Cat Ascent Fusion, and we can't even keep up with him, dude. He's running circles around us. I think he's got like a little magnet device that holds the concrete to make that thing stick or something. He's got something going on with that. No, he's running a very, very nice VRD. Very nice one. Let's show you. What's the price difference between them and Light and RC copycat? Meow. What do you think about the low C Camaro 1969 with 4S battery? I don't know anything about the low C Camaro 1969, buddy. Can you do some comparison with the Exocutioner for the other comp rigs? Yes, that will be happening, Frank. But right now, I haven't even got the actual introduction video done as far as that, because I got to show the parts, the pieces, and the full assembly of one of these chassis. Because like I say, it's so easy to assemble wrong like you would assemble any other chassis. This is not any other chassis. All the holes on this thing, all the holes, the spacing is 5mm. So it should be really easy for anybody to take this and say, hey, I want to have a brace here. I want to do something there. It should be super easy for them to design it, CAD, draw it right up. So it should be really easy. And anything anything between the rails, 65mm. That's the room you have to work with. me see. There's only 86 of you guys on here right now. I'm looking at 86 of you guys and 38 likes. We need some more likes in here, man. I've been releasing all kinds of stuff here lately, man. Let me see. Get a green carbide. He can't drive his other rigs anymore. Dude, I drove my Sam truck. And as I was coming back, I mean, it was a good drive. I think I was showing wheels or tires or something. And in my mind, I was parting it out. That's sad. So, but I do got to keep Sam and the VRD. I got to keep both of those alive and well. Maybe the base camp, I got to keep that one alive and well. Just for different things, because not everything out there has to have this. You know, not everything out there is going to be running this. There's going to be all kinds of tires, all that stuff. So I got to make sure I have other options available. But I'm also working on a Class 1 skid, which they're probably not going to allow this truck to be Class 1 legal anyway. But it should be pretty nice. I haven't messed with that skid in probably a week, though. I've been working on everything else. But like I say, I've got the bed taken care of, so I'm good to go here. Just got a few more things, winching, stuff like that. And hopefully I can start printing out the kits, per se. I've got a hardened, complete nozzle assembly for the bamboo. So I can start doing, I've got another carbon filament that I want to print. But, yeah, it's going to be really nice, man. Let's see, we redneck Russ. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I really want to just go over there, take one of them trucks, and just say, here it is. I really want to, but it's got things on it that nobody else has done, and I don't know why. Some of these other chassis companies, I've asked them to make this chassis, and they're like, they just keep making the same old grater blade chassis that they've always been making. I'm like, oh, that's got to stop. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, man. This needs a clock necklace in it. Dude. Let me see. I got this motor sitting here. I need to put in something. Man. Make that happen. Also, if this chassis goes over well, the carbon chassis are being cut by Vitavon, by the way. So you know you're getting high-end stuff right there. So yeah, they're getting cut by Vitavon. We know we got this right. Let me see. What was I going to say here? Something I had on my mind I wanted to say. I forgot it. Never mind. Make that happen. I could just hit that like button. Had a question about Vitavon overdrive gears. I recently purchased from you. Can you go into stock housings? Yeah. Yeah, the 1029s and the 930s. They go in stock housings all the time. 4.19 the new chassis. Yep, that's perfectly it. That's what I've been running right here. So on the 2.0 chassis, you call it, oh, dude, I tell you what, Sorka just seems to be screwing everybody over, don't they? It's like they're completely trying to ruin J Concepts. Man, it's like there's somebody in their pockets. I don't know any other way to describe what they're doing. But yeah, if I ever go to another Sorka event, it'll be the ECC, and it's specifically for the MOAs, the Sporties, and the Supers. That's my number one thing. I really like watching them guys run. You want to get your pictures from No Man Left Behind. I didn't really. I've sent my pictures that I took to Sean, so Sean should have them. And then whatever I had in video, I've already posted. Well, Redneck, get your stuff fixed up, buddy. Let me me see. Go off camera, cover up the parts you don't want to show. I can't. Oh, if you saw today's video on the forum, did you like Skeletor? I forget whose it was. It was coming up, man. That scale was just shining. I'm like, oh, God. So I had to put a Skeletor over that thing. At least that's a picture I found on Amazon or somewhere, and I just saved it. Remember. April. Feel better. Yes, sir. Max Paul. New Year. Dub V. Will Darby. Jason Earl. James RC. Chuck Tech. Thank you. Look at his information. Louis Big L. I'm lost, but I'm listening and learning. Louis, that's it, buddy. Hey, is there a crawler group near you? Is there a group around you that does this? If there is, go hang out with them. See what they're running. Look at what they're running. You may find a really good deal on a used truck. Just with the used crawlers, make sure the guy is not a water guy. I've never got a used truck that was in the water that was clean. Never, ever. And it took me 2 times, and I was done with it. Just done with it. I'm in Lightning's truck. Tommy Tyson. Vidavon, own club. Vidavon has nothing to do with Club 5. I got some new trucks to add to my collection. Apex, Jason Earl, what's up, everyone? Lucas Stallcup, what's up, buddy? So, all right, so I finally caught up to you guys. So, let me see here. Now, some of my chassis are already claimed, or they will be stocked by Dixieland RC. He wants to stock some of these chassis. He actually got to drive them. We got to drive one of the versions. I might have been the current version of mine, but then I think I went a little bit more with it. But I do know when we run them this past weekend, 12.2, or 13.2, 13.5 was a little bit too long to get through some of these tight courses. If all the courses were just hill killer courses, or line killer courses, they would have done really much better. What's up? Show the chassis. Can't do it, Pro Raptor. I have already showed that much. Oh, God. Sorry. All right. Mark, what's up? I can get some retire hemp. The deer hunting thing. Thank you, buddy. Deer hunting boy, got you. Anyone else excited? New Cross RC tractor. Cross RC tractor. I haven't heard of that. Brian, I knew somebody was going to say that. Dang it! The way I popped that up there, that was not right. No shock towers have been added to those rails. Yes, the shock towers are on the rails. Good eye. Do you have an ETA? Should be by the end of this month. Everything is aligning. So long as I get my links and stuff and all that, we should be all set. I got my bolts in today. I think I've got enough printer filament to run pretty much 24/7 on these things. I'm just waiting on the chassis, which are supposed to ship on Monday. That's the full carbon chassis. And I think that's going to be about it. So, we had the Exocutioner. When can we put the Exocutioner? Ooh. This gets to be like something, like when different people deal with me on stuff and now certain release dates. I will let you know when I've got everything ready to go up in Lighten. As far as like the official release video and all that, I will stay in touch with you. You can show it as long as you're showing like from the top. Don't show the underside. That's the biggest thing. Not happening, buddy. I am not leaking my stuff right now. FMS is distributing it? Okay. sold out. How does the Super Swamper compare? The Super Swamper is good. The big reason why I like the this is the cut, which is like the Tennessee cut or Tim Cameron cut, however you want to say it. I was looking at a set of knockoff Super Swamper SXs on Amazon, and although they had the normal Swamper in the middle, dude, they had the SX side biters. They look really good. They were made by Endura. I contacted Endura to find out what compound they were, especially if it was the S5 compound, and they said, no, it's not the S5. It's kind of a bummer. The S5 compound tires from Endura are good. Really good. So if you're looking for Endura tires and it says S5, you're going to get a good sticky tire. Whether it's going to last a long time, I don't know. And then the Monkey Metal Gear finished for the X-Max. What else do you recommend replacing? Wife want me X-Max, my dream RC for Christmas. Jason, the first thing that you need to do is just simply learn how to drive it. Those Metal Gears, now the pinion and spur, sometimes you can bust those without being too bad with them. But as far as the axle gears go, man, most of mine are still running stock. I don't think I've actually, even in my Vidivon truck, my my 5012 SX Max, I think I'm running stock gears in it, but I kind of baby that thing a little bit. It doesn't do very many backflips. Lewis, thank you, buddy. Jim's and you, Andy, Ray's. What's up, Andy? Said I was able to the Dixieland RC service. Yes, man. So, yeah, they're probably sold out for a while. Yeah, he was here, and he actually had them here for Sean's No Man event. I saw him, and I'm like, man, I'm going to post these. But I wanted to wait till he gets home so he's ready to, sell everything and all that. I didn't want to post it there and then him have to frantically try to get them off the shelf and all that. So I kind of waited until last night or last Tuesday's live. As far as the X-Max go, Jason, the biggest thing is just don't land under heavy power. Like if you're ripping a backflip, try to touch that brake a little bit and slow the tires and the rotation down just before it hits the ground. You'll save a lot of parts, especially driveline stuff. For your plastic 3D printed pieces, you sell what filament you use? We're not starting selling stuff, but I have a problem of them breaking when I use them. The thing about the PLA, Connor, is a lot to it as far as like the structure, the supports, the infill, all of that play a huge role in how you set that up. If you're going to set it up to where you got just enough material that you need, you're going to shatter it all day long. I sold a bunch of PLA parts and I've yet to see any broken because I build them robustly. They're robust parts with all the supports and everything in them. So it's kind of a big deal to make that, I guess the design, both external and internal, make a huge difference when it comes to parts. But PLA Plus is pretty good. The PLA carbon fiber is good. I've got another print material in there that I'm going to be messing with soon. I forget the name of it, but it should be PLA Professional, supposedly 5 times stronger than PLA. I will be messing around with that soon. But all the trucks that you saw in the 4, those are running regular PLA skids, and we've never broken one up. The Enlightens is actually like one wall, 15% infill skid, and it's out of PLA silk. That stuff is horrible, and he didn't break it. Like I said, it's in the design. You got to have the robust size and move and build around like just a simple bolt hole going through it. You've got to have as much support around that as you can. The design is everything. You can take a piece of wire like this and actually push with it if you design around the wire correctly. We got the 108 Super Swamper from Jora. Oh, so you've got those Swampers. That's probably the same ones I was looking at. They're really nice on the side biters and everything. All right, did you fix the 223 siphon? Nope, it's sitting right there. I still got to straighten that shock shaft out. I think that happened when I came down and I caught the edge of that other ramp. Oh man, you guys are going to love this video coming up on the 9th. Yeah. But I caught the edge of the ramp and bent that shock. I was able to bend it a little bit straight, but it's not right. More than likely, I'll just get a replacement shock completely. But with the Pro Codes, generally speaking, I just run the foam that came in the tire. If it's something like this one right here, it can be hard to see, but you can actually see a little bit of a ripple on it, because at that time, I thought, okay, I'll just pinch the foam together and just cut it like this to soften it up. Well, I didn't realize it would leave a ripple in the tire at every point that I cut the foam. So learning the lesson now, I cut the foam long ways. I don't have a foam out here though. I don't even have my drill and stuff where I pull this apart, but yeah, I cut it long ways and trim it down to where I need it to be for the stiffness and all that. Let me see here. It's crazy. My heater's working. It's amazing. Have you heard of RC monster truck called the Truckzilla? Buddy, there's been so many Truckzillas and Monsterzillas and Godzillas and Zilla, Jeepzilla and Fordzilla, Chevyzilla. There's a lot of Zillas out there, buddy. Of course, I know that can bend a Typhon shock. Man, I smacked it pretty good. I mean, Clayton over here talking smack. He's the only one I know that can completely destroy a Gorgon. Probably with a stock motor. I got a Pro Crawler chassis about a week before I saw you working on your own design. I had to start saving up again. Well, Kenneth, if you get the printed version, it should be about 60 bucks. And then you can just put the OD3 transmission in it as the cheapest route at like 40 bucks on Amazon. Man, Deluxe, I don't know what they did, but they got robbed on that deal. They sell that thing for like 160 bucks or so. And you can get that same transmission on Amazon for 40. Man. See how much better with your chassis compared to my C2 Brazen high-low. Oh, geez. You got a high-low? I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. That has got the biggest grater blade of any chassis I have ever run. I don't want to talk about Brazen Scale. I think they're a great company and they got a lot of great products, really good following. I like Brazen Scale, but man, I'm going to tell you what. My chassis will walk all over that. I'm sorry. I have one, and I'm actually slowly disassembling it. So the shocks on that are actually on the Exocutioner. A few other parts and pieces I'm taking off of that, putting on the Exocutioner. Yeah, that truck is slowly being dismantled. The foam's figured out a weekend. Jeremy, yes sir. Salty Stay, want to get your feedback on Team Losi firing their entire racing team. Losi is not done racing. Apparently they wanted to, I hadn't heard anything about that, but if they completely fired their entire racing team, they must be looking to shake things up. Maybe they were just not happy with the direction it was going and said, you know what, let's change the direction. It happens. It happens, you know. It happens. I have a good tire foam making video. Trimming the foam long ways. Trimming the foam long ways, yeah, that's the way you need to trim these. No, don't go like I did, being dumb. You know, you'll end up with flat spots. Look at that thing. Look at that. Look at that flat spot. It's flatter than my forehead. Look at that thing. It still works good, but I could have done better on that foam trim. I really could have done better on that. Let me see. These right here have a Pro Code in them as well. You can see you got printed insert here, foam all around here. Now these I had on the Moose at Cherokee Rock Village. I got turned into a bind and just popped the U-joint right out of that front axle. And I've got like 5 or 6 spare sets here, and I didn't take a single one with me. Saw Clayton's video. Clearly a cheap truck. Which one of his videos? It's assembled now. 6 Pro base. Not so far. 3 potent ESC combos for it. Man, with all of that in there, what about a setup? What about 3 SCX6 Pro? Okay, so it's 110 base. What about a set of SCX or SCX Pros? Hobbywing Fusion Pros. Be super easy to put in there. I've got 4 of them in my Sherp. It's kind of a little bit tricky to get everything synced up and adjusted right, but it's not that bad. Just take your little time with it and get it going. Would you make the Gorgon a 4-wheel drive monster truck or no? I would say absolutely yes. However, with the other 4-wheel drive vehicles that they have out right now, honestly, it's not needed. And if you really want a Gorgon monster truck 4-wheel drive, get you some Gorgon tires and put on the trucks that they have. Just honestly, the way they've got it set up now, really, just go ahead and get another truck or something like that. And the other trucks, the Gorgon is the most incredible 2-wheel drive truck I've ever driven. It really is. The Fury is right there. But the 4-wheel drive, it's a whole different architecture, whole different chassis platform. I told them to say, dude, take the Gorgon, take that transmission, put another whole transmission, another motor, have a dual motor, dual transmission Basher 110 truck. I'm like, dude, make that happen. Nobody's done that. And they said, huh, that's a good idea, but it'll never happen. That would be cool though, wouldn't it? Dual motor, dual transmission, 4-wheel drive Gorgon. That would be awesome. It really would. Well, Justin, if you remember, I'd done the videos with a claw inside. I'd done those videos, and it was neat because it was a win and a fail. It would actually grab onto stuff and physically pull up. But anywhere on flat ground, it was like this right here. It was just horrible. And Andrew and Bash Gorgons come down. Cool, I have 2, both stock. Andy, your stock trucks are like my stock trucks. They got the body, sort of. You have a crawler ready to go and upgraded for beginners. You will sell me. I have quite a few of them. The problem is everything is so modified that they're ridiculously expensive. Well, you can modulate the 2300. You can turn your expos down and all that. I mean, you could gear it down would be the best way to use the absolute smallest pinion gear available. That would be the best way to make that 2300 tame. Theory 2022-23. Racing mentions that the short course has a certain turn motor. I'm not sure I can race with it or not. Yes, you can. Find out what that certain turn motor is and get the motor and put it in. Just be careful on that truck. You may have an issue, like if your motor has wires coming out like this, it doesn't want to fit in there very well. You can cut the chassis and make it fit though. The Fury 223 has motor wires that come out the back for obvious reasons. And I believe it was a 3100. So if you're running that, they're probably talking a 17.5 or something like that. So just find out what motor they're running and figure out how to put it in there. Like with us here racing short course, we allow 3S. So you can run 110 short course here 3S if you want. So you can absolutely do that. Nice one. Let's do it, Furies instead. Dude, I'm all for racing Furies. Now, I do got to tell you, I did race my Fury on 3S with the 4-wheel drive short courses, and I got my butt stomped. They pretty much tore me up. I really needed the 4-wheel drive on my sand track to keep up with them. And it was all about the stupid turns, you know? I have an Angry Panda 114 Jeep car. I burnt up the motor. You need to find out what size motor it is. Or should I upgrade? Oh, gee, motor. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth the investment for the motor. I mean, it's only 20 bucks more. Shouldn't be too bad. 2400 6S. Yeah, buddy. It's a Gorgon Clod Buster. Yeah, dude. Think of it like this. Remember back in the day we had the Kyosho USA 1 with the twin motors, twin gearboxes and all that? We could have a Super USA 1. Yeah. Dude, that would rock, man. Oh, dude. Wow. I need to figure out how to do that. I wonder if I can design some knuckles to make that happen. I have to get another Fury. Just another brush one. And then stack the chassis together in a way that I could still use the stock battery mount. But steering knuckles, that would be an issue. I wonder if the Typhon 223S steering knuckles would fit the Gorgon rear axle. If the Typhon 223S steering knuckles, the C-hubs and all that would fit the rear axles of a Gorgon, or the rear suspension arms of a Gorgon, then your steering is already taken care of. You're all set. Ah, geez. Man, I'm going to have to go on Amazon or Horizon and see about looking at that. That would be cool, though, wouldn't it? And I would definitely make it out of a set of Fusions or a set of Furies. Here, let me get you my email address here. Yep. So, send me an email, Louis, and Louis, and we'll see. I do have some out there. I have some lightweight trucks. See, I've got to keep Sam. I got to keep the VRD Carbon. I've got the VRD Stance. I've got the Blue Power Hobby truck. That's a lightweight truck, but it is really good. It's a lightweight, simple truck, really good though. Straight axle. I don't know. We might can work something out here. I had a battery when I was racing short course track. Yeah, 2S battery is the standard issue, and that's accepted everywhere when it comes to 110 racing. Except here at the Exoplex, we don't care. The trucks are good for 3S. That's what we're going to run. Oh, Pat House, dude. The lines you see us pulling at the Exoplex back there, man, those weren't even considered when we poured that concrete. It wasn't even a thought. And now the vehicles have got so much better, so much capable. The tires are so much stickier. It's like we can drive all that stuff now. Look at you. My wife would run her truck. The only truck my wife has ever actually liked to drive was a Traxxas UDR. I gave her an X-Max, all that stuff. She didn't care about it one bit. Stage dive, poised, VRD Carbon. Can't wait to get this chassis. The VRD Carbon and poised. Those are your two best trucks in that group you got right there. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Grader blade. I'll explain what a grader blade is later. Never complain about your wife. They are watching. Luckily for me, my wife doesn't watch anything I do. Nothing at all. Opinion. Okay. If you want a little bit more speed on the trail, jump up about 2 teeth on the pinion gear from whatever you're at. Go about 2 teeth. Don't go too much more than that, though. You'll probably start having other issues like heat, current draw, shorter run time and all that. And if you're on the trails, then you're going to want to have a good, efficient vehicle, which that's another one I need to make. I need to make a visual way to show efficiency. I mean, I did the stop killing your servo video, right? Mike, they're blaming everybody other than themselves for picking a battery that's too small. Oh, well. But, yeah, I need to do a crawler efficiency video. I really need to. And all this 30-40% overdrive that we're running, that is not efficient. That is not efficient at all. So like when you're on the trail, You want to have pretty much a 1-to-1 or no over, no under drive, so you have efficiency. Big difference, trail driving versus competition crawler driving. Sell you Thor? Thor doesn't even have wheels and tires on it right now. Thor is just sitting there on a board. Yeah, Andy, look up my Thor truck. It's got Rift, it's got Vitavon Rift axles, trailing arm rear, leading arm front, dig transmission off of Amazon, a chassis from I want to say Stone Temple Pilots, but that's not it. Yeah, I used to like them. I can't think of the name of the chassis on it. But it was one of the original Optimus 3 chassis. So that was pretty cool. At that time, that was the closest thing to me having my own truck, was when I got to work with Garage, not Team Garage Hack, it was the other guys. Thor, no, can't help Louie. You know, with a little truck, send it to me. Enlighten, post up what you got, buddy. I'm totally interested. Maybe you'll get a sale right here, right now. You know your hands are around your neck when you wake up with a pillow over your face. Hi guys, how's the Exo boys? What's up, Mike Rainey? Nitro, I'm going to get a mattress put in the truck, sleep in the garage. It's a little chilly for that, isn't it? Email you after your show. All right, Lewis. Maybe Enlighten will post up a couple of his. He does really nice builds, buddy. He really does. Something to be proud of. A bespoke Exo built truck with 10 times permanent RTR truck is whole nother level. Man, I can see you guys are watching the videos on the truck, man. They're pulling some good lines. I'm gonna shorten mine up a little bit, so yeah. And what's funny is, like, when we're running out here, we're not hiding anything. I cannot believe nobody's leaked any pictures, which is good. Thank you, Larry. Thank you. What's your name on here again? Where's Larry's posts? Enlighten, yeah. Thank you for not sharing those. That servo vid got good views. Well, dude, I mean, it was so... People are just being so stupid. They're trying to make a 280 size battery power an entire truck. You got 10 amps at most. You got 10 amps at most. And that's all you've got. And some of these servos, I put them on the tester, they'll pull 5 and 6 amps by themselves. And it's not a... Like, when you're racing, you know, your drive motor has got the big amps. Your servo is just kind of plopping the tires around with a few spikes of power. But, man, it's all sustained what we do. Louis, oh yeah, 2000 will get you one of these trucks we're talking about. Yes, it would. Spare time hobbies. Marcus Landry, this dude has a memory like nobody I have ever met in my life. This dude, he is just really, really got a memory like crazy. Heck, for $2,000, let me see, what do I have? Because you don't want the little ones. No. Let me see. I'd have to make it worth your money. We'll have to see. And the door, took my stock X-Max ESC, just went out. Should I get a Max 6 and then just upgrade to 1250 Hobbywing motor? Dude, the Max 6 is a great update for that truck. Really good. Lots of guys say it picks up a lot of power. The stock motor is actually pretty decent. It's not a weakling by any chance. If you put the 1250 Hobbywing motor, about all you're going to get is a smoother startup because it'll be censored. That's about it. I don't think you'll actually notice much of a power difference, to be honest with you, between the stock motor and that motor. You will pick up a censored operation, and it will be really, really nice and smooth. That you will get. But if you're going to do a Max 6, and when you go to upgrade motors, do like what I've got on that guy right there. Max 6 and the 1250 kV Hobbywing. the 5690. It's a much larger motor. It's a beautiful motor for them things. It really is. 10-3 kit build, awesome truck. 30 degrees in Tennessee, 4 to 6 inches of snow. I think it's going to be, let me see how cold it's going to get tonight. It is 40 degrees right now here in Florida with a low of 32. So it's pretty cool. Yep, looks like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday going to be 31. Saturday shows 70% rain. 70% rain, 40-degree weather. That's pretty nasty. All right, get back to you guys here. So Max 5, the stock XRT motors went on sale. Yeah, Pat, that stock motor is actually pretty decent. It's not a 56 millimeter motor though, but it's actually pretty decent. Is the carbon assault RC? Oh no, I saw the post on that. Don't waste your money on a carbon assault. Don't waste your money. I had one, beautiful truck, beautiful, but don't waste your money. I did so much work to mine. I had to go find Wraith axles that were actually worth something. Trying to find parts for it, trying to find the C-hubs, trying to find all the parts that were decent upgrades that the truck should have had to begin with for 800 bucks of what I paid for the darn thing. Don't waste your money. Get yourself an LMT. I think those are discontinued, but stay tuned. I heard rumors. Trudeau never heard of her. Try and warm them out here in Canada. You have one you could show me now live. I don't have anything in here that's worth that. I have some stuff outside though in the new shop, which one day I promise you guys, this is going to be completely different. I promise you. I got so backed up with the holidays, I'm still trying to get, everything out there. Now, Sam is worth that. Sam is worth that. Sam has a dig transmission in it. It has a Vitavon SCX Pro front end in it. Full 7075 with brass reefs. I think a 777 servo, maybe a 888 servo. I think that's got to come out though. I got to set my Exocutioner up for a comp, so I may have to use that servo. But I got some stuff in there. It's got the VRD F10 rear axle, full metal. So I've got that. It's set up pretty well. Oh, I saw in Indiana, it's 19 degrees in Attica with a low of 17. Their high was only 25. That's a cold day in Attica. That's where they have Axial Fest. Probably approving VRD carbon for sale. I got to keep at least one of them for normal tire tests. Or I just build another Exocutioner with narrow axles so I can tire test. I'd have a whole fleet of Exocutioners, like a class 1, a class 2, a class 3, a 4-wheel steer. What about an Exocutioner with rift axles? Thor 2.0. Oh man. Nope. I would have to tear Thor apart to build that. Thor 2. I could call it the Mighty Thor, but that's a chick. Let me see. Thanos. Ha! Have 2 carbon assaults. They're beautiful trucks. They really are. I think they're all on there, Justin. Promises need to be kept. However, both will be for sale on my swap meet this weekend. Yeah, I'm planning to get down to the swap meet. Hey, LC Paul, can you post your address where this big swap meet's going to be? I'm going to send a few things down with Sean so I don't have to pull my trailer. I mean, he's going to be down there, and he has enough room in his trailer. I could put my car in his trailer and ride with him if I wanted to. What upgrade would you get on an E-Max with dual motor? An E-Max with dual motors? Well, the first thing I would do is clean it up as best I could and try to sell it for as much money as you can, and then go buy a new model truck. That truck won't take today's abuse. It just won't. It won't handle today's power, especially if you try to brushless that thing. I know it's got dual motors on it, but clean it up really nice and try to get as much as you can for it and get a new vehicle. And like Sam is kind of special to me. I know. Did you promise to do the 5K a year? I am not promising anything, Clayton. Yeah. The ET on the carbon chassis kits, they should be available hopefully before the end of the month. They're supposed to ship Monday. So if those ship on Monday and he ships DHL, which he generally does for me, I should have the chassis by the 16th or the 17th. So at that point, I then get to start working on my videos. If I have the chassis by the 16th, probably the official release day will probably be either the 23rd or the 24th. And that will be for both the printed and the carbon versions. So I think I've got everything I've got here. I've got 100 chassis rails, or 100 sets. 30 red forged, 30 blue forged, and 60 blacks. So that's I should have 100 of these things. So, and I just spent almost $4,000 on links, so I can offer the link sets to go with it. Now the link sets, what I recommend there is get there. I believe I've got 2 sets of rear links for this thing. One set that's a little bit shorter to kind of bring that wheelbase in, but you can take the longer set and add that second bend like I did on mine. And then you have the double bend, all that looking really good. You'll have something that kind of looks like that. So now this has the skid on it as well. This is one of the earlier prototype skids. You can see that for the Mias axles. But I was about to show one of those back there, but I remembered I can't yet. But anyways, we should be good to go. Yeah, there you go. 5010 West Knight Griffin Road, Plant City, Florida. There you go. I will be there. Pat House, dude, exactly. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Actually, yeah, he should change his name to Pepperidge. He remembers everything. Will Darby. Monster trucks, yes. Talked about a little bit of everything. That was nice as you do with the Exocutioner video. BJ Litz fam. Is that how you say it? Jits fam. Buddy, these are not going to be expensive. These are not going to be expensive chassis, not going to be expensive kits. I'm doing everything I can to work all the favors, if you can, to try to get my cost down so everybody else can have a low-cost truck that can perform really well. I feel the truck will perform with anything on the market. I know I've heard of some rules about minimum length front links. So, but the guys with the real far forward transmissions, I don't think they're going to pass tech when it comes to that. Mine is forward, but it doesn't, it's not like it's slammed forward, if that makes any sense. My truck sitting without the wheels and tires with the Mias axles. The Mias axles, they do have a brass on them. Like they do have brass knuckles and stuff like that. Just like, well, they have the brass covers like that right there. See that? So they have that. My truck with the battery, without wheels and tires, sitting on the scales, comes out to 6436. So that's what I call a natural balance. It's not forced with added wheel weights or forced with, you know, added battery or extra chassis stuff. It's not forced. It's natural balance, in my opinion. So 60-40, natural balance right out of the box. It's not going to be too difficult to get this thing into 70-30 if that's what you want. Yeah, naturally 60, 64-36. I'm most at risk of something else. I go off this year's Axial Fest. I want a red carbon chassis, a red rocket. Then he needs to admit the can of bacon beat him in the 5K. Oh, you beat me all day long in the 5K. Yep, you win. It's all you there, buddy. I think your chassis will be current to the Mia's chassis. Good question. There is a very big difference between my chassis and the Mia's chassis. And it's all right in this area. This, I've said it on here before. See these right here? You see these sliders that I built? I built them for a reason, because I was tired of the grater blade catching things, especially with the jagged rock points or concrete points that I run on. So there's a reason for this right here. My new chassis, it has a version of this, but there's so much different between my chassis and this one. It's just not even funny. Man, I would love to just show this to you, but I gotta wait. You guys will see it, man. I could do nothing but video after video after video of this truck. It drives so well. I want to make that, man. I'm there for Nacho Boy. So close. I know. LC Paul, he's right down the road from me. He's like 5 minutes away. Trucks just to sell, you can find buyers each time. Man, Pat, there was already a guy that asked me if I would build one as a RTR. I don't really have the time to build these, even though I built mine probably 80 times right now. Different chassis, different versions. I probably got 1,500 revisions, and I might be up or down a couple hundred there on the skid alone. It's just take it, run up there, find out what hits, what's catching, what's this, what's that, come back in, make those adjustments, and I've got something that is really going to work nice, I do believe. Joe Girding is here. What's up, buddy? What's with possibly a chassis being swappable for a VRD skid? That won't work, Justin. Nope. You're going to have to run a compact LCG transmission. And right now it's for the Reefs transmission or the OD3. I'm going to build it for the Mia's transmission, which I believe I showed you guys last week. The little tight one down here. So I'm going to build that one. There'll be two different skids. So you can get that one. Let me see. The OD3 and Reefs will be one skid. The other one will be the Muse and the Deluxe Fab Portal transmission. So those are going to be the two different skid versions available. I can't, Swiss cheese the skid up, with all these different mounting holes. And yes, I will have some that will be filled specifically for, whatever you want to drill into it. And in the slicer, in that particular area, I'll make sure to add extra reinforcement if you're going to be drilling and all that. You can't have something with, even like say a 50% infill, if you drill through it and there's no walls around that hole, you can crush it and all that. So when I do those, that's going to be a whole different infill rate. So let me see. Now, to put a VRD skid in this or a VRD transmission, I'm not saying it's impossible, The way this chassis is set up with holes on 5 millimeters, you can put anything you want in here. So, but you'll have to get creative on building whatever that skid is. And I'm hoping to see other companies out there take this chassis and build things for it. Because in this industry, if the aftermarket doesn't support you, you generally don't do very well. So I'm really hoping that the aftermarket is going to get behind this chassis. It's a simple design. The bolt patterns are simple. I've already got final laser designs. We're going to have a chassis mount, clipless chassis mount or body mount system for it. Those are supposed to be shipped out tomorrow. So this was one that I got from him, and I did some modifications to it, made it work, and then sent the STL back to him so he could make his final adjustments and make it perfect. So, but what is your chassis made for? Will a 10-2 setup work in them, or are they just for Vanquish trucks? 10-2 setup will not work. Vanquish trucks, you can use the axles out of your Vanquish. So all your F9s, F10s, all that, your 10-2 axles should be able to fit in as well. But the way this is set up, you have to change transmissions. You have to use a small LCG transmission, and all of that will be listed when I make the official video, all of that. And hopefully I'll have the Deluxe Fab transmission here soon, the portal transmission, so I can work on the modification to the existing skid to fit those, in which there'll be 2 skid options available. Oh, I know, Kenneth, a sneak peek would be phenomenal. I mean, I've already showed you this much. Steve Buchanan, thank you, man. I think it's awesome, Exocutioner. I think there's a better source of national pride to do quality work. Yeah, gotta run. All right, Paul. DSM, buddy. I need your help. I'm going to need you to set up a page on the website. If you guys need a website built, get with DSM right there. Rob, he will set you up. He is my webmaster for a reason. He's really good. But I do need to get with you on this so I can start setting up the page. It needs to have the chassis and then all the options where they can choose what they want to go with it. Most of the options are be at no additional cost. There'll be a couple that'll add a few things to it, but like the standard issue parts and pieces, once you buy the chassis, say it's $60, you know, you get to choose your skid, you get to choose whether you're going to run a full winch, a little winch, or no winch, or whatever. You know, that's just part of the chassis kit, so nothing's going to be added for that. So I do need to get with you and get the get a website, get the web page hopefully built so I can go through and look at all that. I'm glad you posted up, DSM. Make a video about putting the biggest 2.2s on the Ascent Fusion. Well, we kind of have one like that. It's called the Traxxas High Lift. And you turn, they just fall over. Thank you, DSM. I appreciate that. Will there be a skid that will run a dig trans? That's a good question, Paul. I don't know if there are any transmissions out there that will fit within a 65 millimeter space. I don't know. Scale RC Adventures. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. Welcome. Is there going to be yeah. Ordered my OD3 today when chassis comes available. Should be all set. Need a sticker set for the X. I'm working on that, Brian. I am working on that. Let's see. I still haven't got an update on my stickers. If the stickers come in late, which they probably will, I will keep a list of everybody and I'll put them in the mail and mail them out to you. So let me see. Ooh, that fits nice. He just put the deluxe. Man, I can't even show you this picture. Well, I can show you this. I can show you this much right here. This is a deluxe portal transmission in it right here. All right, so we got that. I just need to make a few adjustments on that one. I'll get the Mias transmission, so you'll be able to use 4 different transmissions in this. As far as the dig goes, I'm not sure exactly how you would be able to do that and have enough room. But with the creativity in the RC crawling world, I'm sure somebody will figure it out. That's for sure. Reef Strands and Holmes Hobbies motor. Mike, yes, sir. In my very first video, I had the Reefs transmission in it. 6-inch tires on a 3-gear with a Fusion SC 10.2. If I'm a not scale, not rock racer. Yeah. What's the length and width going to be? The width will be whatever axles you want to put on it. Length will be whatever wheelbase you set it. Came here for the new product leaks. Yes. I've only shown a couple things, but I just can't show all of it yet. Need to finish my SCX6 Travis cage. Man, I haven't driven mine in a while. Put super tires on the Exocutioner. It's possible without the body. It's possible. But the super tires, you're talking about like the 8-inch tires? That'll be pretty neat. Do I have it here? Let me see. Oh, yeah. That Exocutioner right there, by the way. Yeah, that's an Exocutioner. That one is actually 4-wheel steer right now. So I've got a little bit of setup to do on that. That's Keone's right there. So I've got a little bit of setup to do on that, but while we'll be doing a video on 4-wheel steer Exocutioner soon. The weird thing is, the way it's set up, the rear triangulation isn't really a lot the way he's got it set up. So there's some side shift to it. So I've got to get the rear triangulation fixed or to work with that. So I've got a little bit of work to do on the suspension on that one. I think I know what to do though. South Florida, I'm gonna finish my SCX6. Yeah, super tires. Would it be cool if someone made a Lego model of the Exocutioner? I have no idea. I mean, that would be neat, but is there a Lego model of a VRD or SCX Pro or anything like that out there? If there is, cool. If not, then I don't know. So let me see here. Come on, get out of there. It's a weird place to take a picture of a transmission. All right. I'll be a waste. No MOA. Let me see here. Now, Keone. That's his truck right there that I got to finish setting up. I wonder if it will be feasible or even workable at all to put a set of MOA axles under it. The way the MOAs are set up, you know, it's kind of a whole different world when you're talking MOAs versus a shaft-driven truck, you know? What would you say about making a Monster GT and electric monster truck? A Monster GT and electric monster truck. Not sure what exactly you're talking about there, Will Darby. Some more recent parts can make it possible now. Yes, I think so. Yeah, I've got yours, Clayton. It's sitting out there. Just had a guy message me wanting the deluxe portal trans in this thing. So we'll see. Have I banned anyone on the live stream? I think so, yeah. I've banned a couple. Clayton's banned a couple. Well, I've seen some MOAs where they're all angled up like this. Like 50 degrees and stuff. I mean, my MOA from Deluxe has got a flat skid on it. I do not think a normal 3-gear will fit this. I do not think it will. Still alive, hype much from Oklahoma. What's up, buddy? He's just a 4x4 nitro truck from Team Associated. If it's older, I wouldn't expect it to hold up. I have one and thought about it. You can try it, but I mean, are parts still available when you break it? That's kind of a big deal, right? It's kind of a big deal. Let me see here. I'm going to need to let me message him about the, can I borrow that transmission? A video. Yeah, he's got that in there. Oh, wow, it fits in there really nice. Me likey. I do. I'm looking at pictures of the Deluxe Fab portal transmission in this truck. Only one hole lines up though. I think it said it's a 23 millimeter bolt pattern on it. So if that's the case, no, 28 millimeter center to center. So I've got I think the OD3 is 23 millimeter. The Reefs is 42 millimeters. So, and like I said, I don't want to Swiss cheese the skid, so I'll just take the skid, I'll blank it, and I'll make a blank skid available out of that design, and then I'll put the proper holes in it for this. What color thread locker? I don't know. I've had purple, blue, pink, red, yellow. Medium though. Go with the strip on that medium. Typically the medium is blue. Team Associated Monster DT wouldn't be a good can to make an electric monster truck. I don't know that it would, buddy. Electric is just so much instant pop that most of your gas trucks or nitro trucks from years ago, they're not going to take the torque. Well, the MOAs are their own class. So, and that class is truly amazing. If you ever see a group of MOAs running, you can try to follow them. Good luck. But they are just really, especially when they're driven right, man, they are amazing. For real. Until the current times, they're going to fight to stay afloat. Re-releasing your old kits will take you so far. Marcus, you're kind of onto something there, buddy. At least from what I heard. Exocutioner takeover at Badlands. We just can't tell the axial because, well, the axles are actually Capra based, right? So, man, they didn't want me to bring the ram bouncer because it's not axial. And I'm like, dude, it's such a niche, small market. It's not even a competitor to axial. Not even the same scale. So, yeah. 3 people forgot to press light. Who forgot to press light? I see 88 of you guys on here and 84 likes. Pro and Super Plumber, Pro and Super class. The Supers are amazing, man. They really are. Old chassis are antique. Brushes will eat them like, yeah, I'm telling you, buddy. Pat's right. Those old chassis like that, clean them up and see if you can sell them to a collector and get you something modern. Really. Let me see. Shark bite. I've never messed with shark bites. All I've ever used is Loctite. Typically, whatever comes in like this, you can see it's an old one. So yeah, Keone, I do have Loctite here. I just rarely use it. On a 24 scale and modify like crazy. Dude, from what I've seen from Texoma RC, I've got nothing to offer the 124 crowd. He is so far advanced. It is truly amazing at what his trucks do. I mean, really. CG chassis and not one axial part on it. Well, sweet. Then I guess we can definitely do the Exocutioners at Axial Fest. So, yeah, all right. Anybody that's going to be at Axial Fest, if you have an Exocutioner, we got to hook up and go do a big Exo drive. What do you guys think, huh? Anybody's going to be at Axial Fest because Clayton's going to ride down from the frozen wasteland called Canada, and he's going to be all over this. I believe Kane will probably have one as well. So probably Kane and Brad. So yeah, any Exocutioners at Axial Fest, we got to go do a drive. We got to jump on that trailer and eat all that dust and get out there and do some driving. I hope it's dusty, to be honest with you, because if it's dusty, it's not as bad. It rained like the night before we left. All that silt and everything just got down, and dude, it was nasty, really nasty. And also, if you've never been to Axial Fest, stay out of the mud hole. It's very corrosive. Pat, shark bite fittings blow literally and figuratively. We'll get a new emperor soon. Canada, 51st state. Man, Marcus, Canada can't be a 51st state. It's so huge, it's going to be at least 4 or 5 states when it happens. Same thing with Mexico. We'll probably split that up into 5 or 6 states. I don't know, Frank. You got some of these guys, they just find this one little size that they just really like. For me, it's 110. But I do like to branch out and all that stuff, and I'm sure they do too. But it will be interesting to see him scale that up to a 110 and make it survive. That would be interesting. Sure, doesn't want you to use them. The 24 scale market is insane. There are some super crazy builds. You guys are really pushing them. Yes, they are. Dude, the one that I drove from Texoma, need to see if it's available on channel members. Probably not. I probably need to get that turned on for you guys. Dude, it drove up climb time. It did cliffhanger. It went up gap of death. I didn't push it through crack of doom because it was pushing real hard and I didn't want to break anything. But dude, that thing is amazing. Really good. Heat and Thunderstorm was Axial Fest Badlands. It was hot this past time. Yes, it was. I've been there twice. This will be my 3rd time. Dude, awesome, Lane. Heck yeah. And Greenland. Yeah, I forgot about Greenland. The Gulf of America. Yeah. The GOA. The Greater Americas, yeah. The Great American Union. Make America huge. That'd be like milliamps, right? A whole lot of milliamps. All right, BJ. Catch you later. Mill, yes, sir. When is the brushless NASCAR coming? I don't know, man. I'm waiting for the new liveries and all next year. I am trying my best to get us some tires from somebody. I'm trying my best. In fact, that somebody is J Concepts. When they were here for Grandma Palooza, I sent a NASCAR with them to try to get some tires made. Email jconcepts.net. Email them guys. And email them guys. Oh man, you got a crazy text message. Email them and tell them you need tires for the NASCAR. We need them badly. Like their stock tires are out of stock from what I understand. It's like we're about to run out of tires when you run there. It's not like a tire that somebody else has. We need tires for them things bad. Now I did a BLX NASCAR. I put the system out of the Typhon Grom right into it, and it was absolutely awesome. Let me see. SCX6 needs. Speaking of SCX6, if this chassis goes over well, I've already talked to Arthur about working with him and making Exocutioner 6 chassis. It would be really interesting. I would go with a brand new transmission because you don't want that big transmission in it. Possibly something very different. But regardless of all that, if this chassis sells well, then me and Arthur are going to work on this and see if we can come up. Arthur is Vidavon, by the way, and see if we can come up with a 1.6 chassis based off the Exocutioner design. The biggest continent if we got Canada. Oh, I know. Justin, yeah, you're right. That's kind of what it was about. Where's Exocutioner? Call it the BDM. Oh, my brother wanted a BLX system and a Kyle Busch #3. When I did it, you can look up that video. The motor wires, they barely reached, and they were kind of tight. So it was really kind of tight on that. All right, this text message I got from Keone. Okay, if you use the first letters of Canada, United States, and Mexico, that would be a heck of a combination, wouldn't it? Would that mean in NASCAR? I want to say it was around 45 or 50 with the stock pinion gear. So I'm no doubt 24. I figured. I'll text you. Yeah. So your Axial Fest. If anybody wants to get a accommodation at the park, you need to make your reservations now. David Pig, yeah. Now, David, we are going to put together a, you probably heard if you're talking about Axial Fest, probably put together a Exocutioner run at Axial Fest. I get a royalty. Andy. Mini VXL will be 40,000-ish RPM under load. Mini VXL will be 40,000-ish RPM. Okay, I booked my campsite in April. Getting a campsite isn't an issue, but what David's talking about is like trying to rent a cabin or one of the pole installs for your camper or something like that. That's a whole different story right there. I thought about trying to get a pole install and have both canopies set up in there and have like an air conditioner. That's kind of what I thought about, but I think I'll just take the accommodations that have been offered to me by Operation 11 Charlie this year. They've offered me a room again, so I'll probably just take that, to be honest with you. That worked out pretty good, you know? Wow, you guys have kept me on for a while, huh? The snoring was a little rough, but I made it through. Hey, like what he just said, the shower thing, yeah. Having a shower, having accommodations, having air conditioning, totally worth it. Totally worth it. We have a brand name like Exocaged. You know, Andy, that's so weird. It took me a while to figure it out, but it's like years ago when I finally got my logo. I'm like, dude, I've got a logo. Isn't that cool? It was just the coolest thing that I've actually got my own logo, my own brand. It was pretty awesome when I finally realized what I had done, you know. I was just working on videos, you know, and going to work and all that, staying up till about 12 o'clock to get up at 5. Yeah. Beat the Creek. Man, that's a huge one. Beat the Creek is way bigger than Axial Fest. If you guys didn't know that, way bigger. So many more vendors, everything. I mean, Axial Fest, they really need to loosen up on their vendor setup. They really should. I'll be a vendor again at Beat the Creek. So I will get my reservation taken care of immediately. As soon as I get the email address, boom, I'm sending them money. More excited for Beat the Creek. When people say Beat the Creek, I hear beat. No, Pat. Well, I mean, when you're looking at BTC, you can also think it's Bitcoin. Badland get sprayed down with a hose by the Reese guys. Dude, the Reese, they always set it right at the end. And dude, when it was hot, man, I take that water hose, just spray it up. I would douse myself in water just to cool off. I mean, it actually worked really good. You know, that water hose is nice. 10th anniversary at Beat the Creek this year. Wow. I've only been to, I guess, 3 of them. Yeah, I went to one, and then I retired the day job May the 1st of 23. So I've been there 22, 23, 24. Will this be my 4th year? I don't know. Maybe 23 was my first year there. I'm not sure. Been a while. Camden Exofest in the middle of summer is just brutal. Dude, I agree, David. It is. It's rough. Paul, I just hope that when they set Beat the Creek up, if they have us in that field, I really hope that they have trails to bring, because people come into there and they walk right past the vendors and don't even realize the vendors are in this other field, you know? So we really need to have the vendors part of the pathway, if that makes any sense. Dude, I've been stuck in Florida my whole life, and I don't like the heat. I've never liked the heat. If I ever win the lottery, you'll be seeing videos all the way from Alaska to Florida, because I will travel with the temperatures, buddy. I'll be making videos in Alaska during the summer and in Florida in the winter. Let me tell you that. That's for sure. We will be set up at Beat the Creek. Nice, Tommy. Yes, sir. That place is huge. Yeah, Clayton is all the way from the North Pole, so when he's down there trying to run, Clayton is well insulated for the North. He's climatized for the North. And when him come down to Indiana, it was way south for him, and it was pretty brutal on the guy. But I'll tell you, he participated in everything he could. He was right there, running, going for it. So hats off to you, Clayton. You really came down and put a good effort in. You really did, buddy. Way to go. You got to do all the U.S. I went to every single USTE that they hosted. Yes, I did. And I saw the very first one, which was kind of a cluster, and it just got so organized, so good. It's like these other places. It's like, okay, here we are. This is what we're doing. Okay, when are we doing it? It'll be happening sometime around here. Rob Matthew, when he would run the USTE, it was boom, 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 boom. This is what's happening. This is what's happening now. Let's get it. And dude, the end result was absolutely fantastic. It really was. It absolutely was. Beat the Creek has vendors. And this past time, DSM, you weren't there, but they had us in the other field, so it was almost like a USTE with us having the entire field, but there was almost nothing going on in the field. So it was kind of one of those things where it's like they were setting up, but they didn't come up with events in the middle of the field. So that was kind of the only issue that we had. But as far as the layout goes, it was very reminiscent of a USTE. Yes, it was. You just didn't have anything going on in there, you know? 2025. 76 vendors. Jim's RCs, yeah. Exactly, dude. There was a bunch. I'm going to do my very best to get another 10 by 20 this year. Sean had to back out, so I got 10 foot of his. So I had a 20-foot area. Man, that was so nice. I was able to put my trailer underneath one of them, my little coffin trailer, and everything was just absolutely awesome. So as soon as I get that email, vendor sponsor, I am in. I am sending product, and I am absolutely going to be another vendor and a sponsor of Beat the Creek again this year. It's going to happen. Stop having UST. Well, it was ridiculously huge, and yes, it was growing. He ran out of space, I think, at the park, and he had a baby boy. And Rob is very dedicated to whatever that one thing is. I wouldn't say one-track mind, because that would be an understatement. He's not one-track minded, but he's very dedicated to whatever that is. And having a brand new baby, I think the baby was like a couple weeks before the UST was, going to happen and all that. So, yeah, that was kind of the thing. He got his first boy. So, yeah, I understand that. Good deal. So, yeah, I know Sean will be there again. Hopefully I can get, actually it was, Paul, you were there. James O'Neill and Kelly O'Neill. Hopefully they can get a spot. Man, having you guys, James O'Neill and Kelly O'Neill next to me, that was just awesome, man. Being able to chat and do all that. I'll probably bring Ram Bouncer again, the new 2.0 or V2, whatever you want to talk about it. I'll have that. Maybe I can bring the Raminator. I'm not sure. It all depends on what I can fit in my trailer. And it's kind of crazy because it's like the trailer limits me so bad to what I can bring, but that limit keeps me from bringing too much. Yeah, that it does. That's the big thing, Tommy. They walk right past the little exit right to the barn. They walk right past it. They probably glanced in and like, huh, I'm good on my parts. So they just walk right on by. And we need to have in there. We need to have events in there. So, oh, Jim, you're talking about UST. You had to be out by 5 p.m. That wasn't a Rob thing. That was a park thing right there. That was a rule set forth by the Cypress Gardens or something like that. The Gardens, yeah, that was their policy there. Yes, Tommy, we need to get them to walk into the vendor field. I like the way they had it set up, to be honest with you. It's just we got to get people in there. This year, stay away from the Furitech guys. I don't need more rocks. Oh yeah, the Shop Mini. That's such a weird name. The Shop Mini. Yeah, we there had some tires for the bouncer course, and we started picking up rocks and trying to throw in the tires. And poor old Clayton, he almost got beamed in the head by a ricochet. It was close, man. He heard it zing right by his head. It was cool. Probably not for Clayton, but for everybody else it was. Yeah, we're a vendor road to where you had to walk through it to get to the trail. Well, see, that's kind of what I was thinking. If they can do it, is where, like, have trailheads, through there, or have trails exiting through there. They had one trail, and it was all the way to the back. Yeah, they had one trail back there, but we need activities inside. And honestly, there's so many people there that I don't know if Joe Halke has the manpower to actually do anything like that. It's crazy at the number of people there. He may be raising prices to try to reduce the number of people there. I mean, there's probably over 3,000 people there. It's huge. There was a trail 4. There was one trail in there, yes. One trail. Yeah, one. If I made it to an event, I wouldn't leave until I saw every vendor up close. And see, that's one of the things. When we did the USTE and I was more free to get around and spend time, I was able to go to almost all the vendors and get that little video, the little interview video, to allow them to show whatever it is that they've got, and that was so awesome. They loved it, I'm there, boom, I got a video. It's going to be sweet, get to tell the world everything, get the exposure, and it was phenomenal. I'm so busy now as a vendor sponsor myself. It takes up a lot of time. It kind of, I don't want to say it takes the fun away from it, but I can't get out and do like I used to before I became Exocaged, you know? So it's a give and take. Now this year, I will be bringing some Vidavon. I know everybody wants SCX6 parts. That's the number one thing I'll probably bring SCX6 and Rift parts. Will probably be my number one products that I take out there, and then printed stuff as well. Pre-up a candy sign, a big vendor tent. If you're own, set up a repair station. Now Sean Jax RC, he does do repairs. So he does do repairs, but limited. When he's on site, he can only do so much. But other than that, yeah, he does all kinds of repairs right here, man. People will come in with just this truck and like, oh my God, it won't work, and all he does is switch a receiver plug around. Hey, it works now. $10. It happens, man. It happens. I've done it myself. Like, why is it not working? Just, you don't realize it, and you have your ESC plugged backwards. It happens to all of us. I guarantee you it's happened to every single person on here. Every one of you guys have done this by accident. You may not admit it, but I know you have. I've done it at least a couple dozen times, if not a couple hundred. Have you heard anything about Armageddon 2? I have not heard anything about Armageddon 2 yet. The last thing I did hear was they were either going to move it up or back to the fall. If they move it back to the fall, that's hurricane season. So, you know, we'll have to see. I'll ask my contact about it, see what they're going to go with it. Use PCTPE. I have never printed with that. What rock crawling course do we use? Like here? Just the Exoplex, a bunch of broken junk concrete stuck together. I left out my... Oh, yeah, you're talking about like when I'm interviewing other people and all that? Yeah, I kind of skip over myself. I burn up an ESC using a battery checker. How did you do that? That's interesting. Beat the Crab. Never powered up a RC at Beat the Creek last year. I did have a chance to get out. I did make it to the barn. So I made it to the barn. I didn't get to go down to the creek or any of that stuff like that. All I got to do was the barn. And then the little rocks by the little separation area, I got to play on that a little bit. Got to test out a few vehicles. I had the Arlarlo truck. I had that one going out there. Wait, you guys have mosquitoes in Alaska? You guys have... I didn't think you guys had mosquitoes in Alaska. Apparently, Clayton doesn't have ants in Alaska or in Canada. All Spectrum products. Really? We're at like what state? Gregory. I'm in Florida. I'm close to the Jacksonville, Florida area. So Northeast Florida. Yeah, I'm like, I don't... When you put a lipo checker... I'm assuming you had the ESC plugged in with a battery, and then you put the lipo checker on the battery while it was plugged into the ESC, and that's what killed it? That's for the hubby wing stuff, the orange. Now, I will tell you this, Pat, and I've only got one system. They had them on sale. I should have just bought like 4 of them. But that new sensor system that the Losi has, dude, that thing's nice. Really nice. And I love that the smart features. With the IXSR radio, man, you can look at every cell of the battery right from the transmitter. It's super nice, dude. It's a $700 transmitter, so it's a little bit pricey. Northern skeeters mean you have to flee. Has a Fusion 8 a decent motor for the Rift? You know, I've been wanting to try to put it in my Rift, but I just haven't messed with it. It's currently still in the Arlarlo, which I've still got the Arlarlo stock motor around here somewhere. I need to put that back into there and do all that. Yes. Have I tried the Secure 120 amp ESC? I have never even heard of that ESC. So that's what did it. How did that? I mean, all you're pulling is the positive and negative. And then those right there, the center ones, those are your ones for your individual cells. That doesn't make any sense of how that could have happened. Crawler Tracks, what's up, man? Chicken cobras. I can't stand roosters. God, I don't just wring their necks. The most worthless bird ever created. Do you ever remember seeing Doozer's Pub in Jacksonville? No. I've never been a pub guy. Never been a pub guy. Never been an alcoholic. I don't smoke. I really love pizzas, and I haven't had one of those in about 3 weeks. So, guys, it is 9 o'clock. So we get to wrap this up. I get to get back to designing more parts for, hopefully, your favorite truck soon. I hope so. I really hope. I really hope so. I got a lot riding on this, man. So hopefully everything goes well. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Catch y'all later. And I stayed on for a full 2 hours tonight. Full 2 hours. No close calls or anything like that. So you guys have a good day. Good night. I will have something up tomorrow. I need to check my videos. I should have 2 that I can I can send to you guys, channel members tonight. Ooh. Hey, let me show you this picture. These are iron rocks with the brass, what did I do with it? Iron rocks with my brass faces with the carbon design on the outside of it. Check that out. How cool is that? That looks good, doesn't it? Check that out. Anyway, I've got these on the website, exocagedrc.com. All right, guys. You guys have a good day. And those only fit the Amazon. If you look at the carbon wheels on Amazon, make sure you got those little recesses at the back, little silver pieces. That way you know you got the right one. All right, Paul. What's up, buddy? Time to get out on road this weekend, Paul. I'm probably going down to DFD. So this weekend will probably be just general open weekend. So, all right, buddy. Get you guys later, and I will see you guys first thing in the morning, or at least a version of me will see you in the morning. Later.